Yo, guys, what's going on? Okay, so this video is to summarize what's been going on across the board. We're going to look at altcoins, we're going to look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yo, mad love and respect to anyone that is new to the channel passing through. Welcome to Traders Reality. My name is Tino. Let's have a conversation. So firstly, ladies and gentlemen, I will not be going live tonight because I need to chill. We've been smashing out this content, hitting you up with all the new playlists of the altcoin bosses. Please go and watch those playlists because they are filled with information regarding the behavior of altcoins and what to expect the altcoins to do moving forward in the month of November. God, I'm getting my words chewed up. Anyways, so the purpose of this video today is to really just bring you into what's been going on and what are we likely to see moving forward from the weekend coming into the start of next week. Now, I ain't going to give you a video that says Bitcoin's going to go all the way to 100K. Nah, not interested. I'll tell you why. Because Bitcoin is not even above 62. So why am I interested in 100K? If you want to see those kind of videos where it's pretty much potluck, okay, go and watch those videos. But ultimately, I need to bring you the truth behind how to really approach trading. Now, if you're a holder, it's a different story. Okay? A holder, by principle, should really be looking at the weekly chart. He has no interest for all this chaos between the rises and the retraces and the continuations. He's not interested in bounces off the 50 EMA unless they are off the weekly 50 EMA. He doesn't care about the Asian session or the US session. What New York reversal? It's irrelevant. Because a holder is in the idea of holding on because he believes in the actual coin. He has a desire, he has a passion, he's an enthusiast. He knows that at some point, the value of Bitcoin is going to increase. Now, it's all down to that holder's perspective of value. At what point does he believe that Bitcoin is at the value it should be, which is going to determine as to whether or not he holds it or sells it. There are some holders that just simply hold. They will not let go. And that can be a little bit of a problem. What if you're a holder and you end up sitting in a bear cycle, as they call it? But I like to refer to it as the markdown phase because that's what it is with the market makers. What if you're in a markdown phase that's lasting nearly a year? Yeah? What do you do in that instance? You know? So, let's try and understand what can we expect from Bitcoin over the weekend. Well, first things first, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin hasn't done nothing. Okay? You can see on the chart we've got key notable areas 65, 63, 62, 60. And we got this little bad boy down here at 58,000. What's going on? Now, if you were watching the stream last night, we pulled up the book map and we could see that there is a plethora of orders sat at the 60,000 zone. This is where the limit buys are all set. Now, market makers tend to have a tendency to mark price down to these key areas and bounce away from them to solidify the retail trader's belief that it's going to bounce from there. But then what he does is he hits them with a retrace and then he continues back down and hits the liquidation points for the retail traders that went long at 60K. See, right now, what you're seeing in the chart, guys, is people are trying to push their agenda of what they believe Bitcoin should be priced at. Market maker is providing that facilitation. He's making sure that traders are being fulfilled with their desires to see price go higher or lower. Okay? Have a look across the board. Go and type into YouTube, Bitcoin price prediction. You're going to see triple digits, man. 100K, 150. I saw one for 15 million. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. Bitcoin becomes $15 million per coin. Go and buy yourself a grand's worth and you'll be set for the rest of your life. What is that? But this is it. The problem is, guys, people are so involved in the idea of what could it get to? Because if it can go from $100 to 1,000 and 1,000 to 10,000, then it can go from 60 to 100K. And you know what? I hope it does go to 100K. But as a trader, my goal is to look at what it's doing now and what it's likely to do in the next 2 to 3 days. Why? Because I'm involved in the high frequency of placing trades. I don't place one trade. I need to place 2, 3 in an hour. Yeah, by the end of the week, I could have placed easy 150 trades. As a scalper, I mean, that's just cutting it short. 150 trades in a week. That is nuts. You're doing that in like 3 hours in one day. You know? So what can we expect Bitcoin to do? Well, New York, surprisingly, provided us with one of their tricks up the sleeve. They initiated the stop hunt rise coming out of the US Brinks itself. So have a look. As you can see, you've got the EU Brinks right here, followed in line with what Asia decided to set up with. They moved price higher in Asia. The EU Brinks did initiate a stop hunt rise to the upside, and then they continued with price to the downside. US Brinks copied the same situation as the UK session, and they moved price higher, and then they smashed it to the lows. Okay? But they've stayed within this range. Does that mean that Bitcoin is now at support? Not necessarily. Bitcoin right now is in a cyclical move. It could actually start to break down, because you need to ask yourself, what is it doing more of? And if it's doing more of that, that means that something else needs to happen. If it's doing more of keeping price lower, then we know it needs to continue lower. At the same time, we need to say to ourselves, are they moving it lower because they are preparing to build longs at lower prices to move higher? So if we're not seeing price move higher, we only need to see it move down lower. Bit of a paradigm shift there, innit? Twisted you up. I had to think about what I was saying just then, but you get the idea. If they're not doing what you expect them to do, then it's because they're getting ready to do the opposite. That's what I wanted to say. I just wasted about 13 seconds of your life trying to tell you that. Anyways, looking at the chart itself, there are two pools of liquidity that I am interested in. First one, blue vector candle zone, right there. Oh, funnily enough, 60k. The second vector candle in the zone is right here. Now look, pay attention. We have not seen all of this wick. They're going to come back to this wick. They're going to come back to it because that is where they sparked the most interest. Because the guys that are convinced Bitcoin at 60k is fair value, okay, they're going to test the intention of those guys at 58. So there is a plethora of orders stacked in this zone, which will sit with the confluence of the 800 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. So, ladies and gentlemen, be aware over the weekend. Get the idea of being able to get Bitcoin cheaper. If you're a trader, it doesn't matter. Okay, your idea is to get in at Bitcoin short at 61,000 and close it at 58. Happy days. That's your job. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin is worth 50 cents. Okay, people are trading coins that are worth nothing. Okay, I want to know this. Okay, the traders that look at VRA. Okay, do you think they care about really the price of it? Other than as a holder, and they've got a lot of it. Okay, as a trader, you're not interested in whether or not it's going to finish up at 8 cents. Okay, doesn't matter. All you care about is if you enter long at 0.07, if it closes and rises up towards the 0.08, you've made yourself a profit. Happy days. That's all you care about. You care about the move. That's all what's more important to you. The move. Doesn't matter what price it is. It's the move. Because you're using leverage anyway. So you're not bringing the money to the table. You're being provided for it. Then you're just going to see the leverage and see how the impact of it on your account. You're going to set your liquidation, job done. If it's made you money, get out the trade and pay yourself so you can live another day. All right? Back to Bitcoin. Now it's starting to break down slowly, okay? We are in a trending move, so just be aware of it, okay? The higher time frame, if you look at the 12-hour time frame, we're starting to break down, coming down towards the 50 EMA. We haven't tested the 50 EMA fully, but just look what they're doing. On the higher time frames, spike, spike, spike. They are working the highs because people think it's going to continue higher and they just pull it straight back down. They're controlling the range. They are going to release. How long they're going to release is a different question. What if they just release all the way down to 60 and then they bounce and move away? That'll be great. Happy days. We would make our trades on that basis. But looking at the behavior of the chart itself, you can see that if they were going to move price higher, they would have moved it from this point. They could be accumulating, but we need to wait and see if this accumulation isn't a preparation to mark price down lower and start realizing a return on these next zones. Could we see the 52 zone? Maybe. But until we actually break down from the 58, I ain't interested in the 52 yet. Remember, day trader. Okay? Looking at Ethereum across the board as well, you can see bright as day. Ethereum is doing really well to hold its gains to the upside. Okay? It hasn't broken down below its 50 EMA or the 13 EMA, but it does look like it's starting to struggle ever so slightly. It's done exactly the same as Bitcoin. Stop hunt rise, wick, wick, wick. Trap the traders, commit them to the upside because Ethereum now is at its all-time highs or thereabouts. Stopping volume candle on the 12-hour time frame. There is a clue right there. Something is going to change. Okay? Moving on from that, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the altcoins across the board based on what you guys have told me to put in. We've got Crow as a #1 winner for the session, guys. But remember, market maker shows his presence at key notable areas and he appears at climatic points in the chart. Be aware. If you are a crow holder, you are laughing all the way to the bank. Okay? But more importantly, if you're a crow trader and you are in profit, now's a good time to just close your trade and say, you know what? Happy days. I've made some money. Because that's the whole point of this game, guys. Is to come in and make some money. It's not about how long you can hold a trade for and how much of a return it's going to get. If you decide to hold a trade because you genuinely believe that you are going to capitalize on a bigger move, that's based on your analysis. But at the same time, you're not solidifying your understanding of the game if you're not paying yourself and rewarding yourself on the time and effort that you've committed to analyzing this game. Always, always, always pay yourself. Always reward the efforts that you put into this game. Because in the end, if you're not paying yourself, you ain't going to be in love with the game anymore. And then it's all going to be about money and it's not going to be about trading. If it's about trading, it's about bang, I've got myself a successful trade. Happy days. How much did you make, bro? I made 50 cents. Oh, what the hell is that? Well, my friend, I got it right. That to me is currency. The idea is to get it right. When you go and apply for a job, they're going to give you money. But can you do the job? The money will always be there. But can you do the job? It says you can do the job. But can you do the job? If you don't do the job with all your heart and your commitment, you ain't getting paid. The same goes for trading. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Forgive me if I'm giving you guys a little bit of a rant. But I just need to air out the truth, man. A lot of people are coming into the stream saying, Tina, I'm in profit. I've got this. I've got that. Pay yourselves, man. And I'll keep saying pay yourselves until the end of time. Why? Because people just don't do it. Comp's pulling back. Saw a nice move by Comp, okay, the last few hours. And now it's slowly trickling back. In the last video that I put about the altcoins, go pay attention to that because it talks about understanding why these altcoins need to pull back. Okay? C98, pulling back. Accumulating, could actually drop down lower, all right, which may test the 800 EMA, so please be aware of that. Solana, man, boy, the breakdown of Solana, rejection at the 50 EMA, slowly starting to just drip downwards, okay? So you've got to be mindful. They've got zones in Solana that they are likely to come back to. And Solana is quite aggressive when it comes to the 200 and the 50 and the 800 EMA. She likes to test at these points. So just keep an eye out on Solana. Okay. So moving forward, let me just get Bitcoin up one more time for you guys so we can understand. Over the weekend, we are expecting further downside movement towards this previous pool of liquidity. Bitcoin may hit this pool of liquidity and start to accumulate at this point to potentially set up a W formation. However, what I'm concerned with is the following. Every red vector candle that you can see in the chart has already been recovered. They're not prepared to start opening longs just yet. They want it lower. When you start seeing gaps in the chart like this, okay, it's a good chance that they're going to come back to them because that's where the dead money's at for them. Remember, when the market maker's going short to the upside, the retail trader's going long. That means the retail trader has liquidation points set in this zone. So when the market maker's getting ready to release his shorts to the downside, he releases his shorts, okay, by sending price down lower. He hits the liquidation points for the retail traders, which gives him the profit for his shorts. And at the same time, he's opening longs because retail traders are rushing to price to go short. Yeah? So just be mindful of that, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the channel, mad love and respect for passing through. Be sure to like and subscribe. Pattern watchers, enjoy the weekend. The hunt will start again on Tuesday. Take care of yourselves. Peace.